Hello, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for March 13th to the 20th, 2026. I hope you've had a good week. Let's pull in what we need to know for this coming week. I might have a bit of thickness in my throat. There's a lot of pollen around. So with that, let's get into this week's reading. I invite you to close your eyes and let's take 3 nice deep breaths together, please. Across time and space, we're pulling our energy into sync. Coming back to those beautiful bodies, those wise bodies that serve as our compass. And with that third exhale, I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going deep, deep down into Mother Earth, like the trees that surround you, hopefully wherever you are. Knowing that those tree roots are grounding us and allowing us to be fully present in this now moment, and providing us with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves us can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for our new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children now and in the future as we do this reading of the week for March 13th to the 20th, 2026. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our well-being and the well-being of anyone whose life we touch. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate our exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and our collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction, in this window that we have together here today. I'd like to acknowledge the overlighting Deva of my home, Heart's Home, this wonderful land that holds me and sustains me, shelters me and supports me. I am so grateful. I'd also like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of clarity, of wisdom, of healing, of insight, of support and peace, transformation, whatever is uppermost in our personal and our collective heart and mind may it be held here and seen and witnessed and honored in the best way possible. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. All right, let's get going, shall we? And these beautiful blossoms came from somebody's trimmings. I couldn't leave them in the ditch. I had to bring them home and put them in water. And here they are, gracing our altar for today's reading. So, Creator, what is it that we most need to know for this week of March 13th to the 20th, 2026, so that we can line up with our highest and best, to be the best version of ourselves and add our light and our love to the world at this time in support of the good of all humanity, of all life on this planet, and of the earth herself. Supporting the transformation that is underway in positive and uplifting and supportive and life-giving ways for our good and the good of all life everywhere. Okay, so here we are, March 13th to the 20th, 2026. We start with the Hierophant, the Pope. This is the internal teacher. This is the wisdom, the access to wisdom that we all have. We are all connected to a broader, wiser part of us. Our human fields, our lovely little human bodies, these beautiful, gorgeous light and life fields, and how to describe them. They're not vehicles, really, because they're more than that. But they hold our spirit. Our spirit is, and that's not entirely accurate either. We have a great deal of desire to be here in human form, and that desire has formed the hub around which matter has coalesced, forming our field, our bodies. So these bodies are not an afterthought. They're not just some random thing you get plunked into. We have co-created these bodies with life, with the universal life force, with Creator. And we're continuing to create these bodies. We always have choice about what we're doing with our bodies, whether we're paying attention to them, caring for them, supporting them, nourishing them, resting them, playing with them. This is all within our capacity. Often we forget, we get in our heads, we get into the virtual space, and we forget that we have human bodies that need our love and support and care. And we can actually cultivate, there's a bit of a lag, it doesn't happen instantly, but we are cultivating these beautiful bodies all the time through our choices and our actions and how we nourish ourselves in body, mind, heart, and spirit. So remembering that this is an important component of our experience here. We couldn't be human if we didn't have a human body in this field of life called Earth. But we also, that energy that has coalesced that matter into form exists outside of us. There's a very small part of it that is actually here at the center of this vehicle, of this beautiful body. The rest of it is quite vast. And when we have regular sacred practice, what we're actually doing is practicing holding more of that energy, that broader, wiser part of us in the human form. And the more often we participate in our practice and the better care we take of our bodies, the more of this light, of this essence, of this broader, wiser field of life force, the God self, if you want to call it that, the individuated aspect of the God self, the more of that we can hold in this field. And of course, it's not very much because we are, density and small, and our energy fields are massive. But we can deliberately cultivate this. And we do this through our practices. And we know many of them, traditional ones, and these are the ones that I know, and there are many that I don't know. But yoga, qigong, tai chi are ancient lineages of practice that are designed to help us connect to our beautiful bodies, to take care of them, to circulate the energy within them, to heal them, to nourish them, as well as to create spaciousness where we can then hold more of the life force. Meditation is another part of this. And I've always found, having a human body, that I do better in meditation after I've moved my body. My body likes to sit in meditation once it's had a chance to circulate and work the kinks out. We're starting with the Pope, the Hierophant, the higher teacher, the inner teacher. This is sitting in the past position, which means that it's information from our past life experience that's relevant to us now and going forward. So this symbolizes that connection to our practice, that ability to go within, to cultivate our right relationship to the broader, wiser part of us. And when we do this, life is different. It flows very, very differently. We have more ease, we have more grace. Serendipity just kind of shows up and things just sort of happen. We're in more of a flow state rather than a push state. And this is really important because when we can access this broader, wiser part of us, we relax, we're more at ease, life flows with more ease and grace. We meet the people we need to meet, the connections get made, the opportunities happen, things get going that we didn't know necessarily how we were going to do it, but we can just surrender the control and be at peace, in flow, in connection through our hearts, through our bodies, in right relationship to all life when we have this inner teacher relationship developed. It doesn't matter where you are on your journey. The intention is the main thing. The desire is huge. When we have the desire and the intention, then we can cultivate this right relationship. So this is important to us right now. And this is, as we do this crafting the new earth, as we vision and imagine and dream and live through the chaos of the unraveling of the old earth, accessing this is really, really important. The more we lean into our practices, the more we connect to the inner teacher, the more we stay peaceful and grounded and centered and flowing with life rather than resisting it, the more we can help pull in that new earth. Because new earth is being magnetized. It's a feminine quality that we're moving into, that the rise of the feminine energy. And the feminine doesn't go out and hit things over the head and take them. The feminine is magnetic. It gets into resonance with what it wants and pulls it in. And so when we cultivate right relationship with our inner teacher, and we are in that state of ease and flow and serendipity and well-being, we're just magnetic to all the good that we're here to experience and to co-create with other aspects of life, with other people, with the planet herself, with all the forms of life that are here. Because whether we're able to communicate or not, there is a lot of conscious life here on this planet. Okay. The present card, second major arcana, the Tower, the unraveling. So, symbolically on the card, the Tower is struck by the lightning of truth, and it is brought down to its foundations because it was out of integrity. It would have stood if it had been in integrity, but it couldn't because it is not authentic, congruent, relevant to where we are now. So this Tower is being brought to its foundations so that we can rebuild it from the ground up, from a clean and clear foundation, from a congruent, authentic, aligned, virtuous, grace-filled, appreciative, connected space. That's the energy of the Tower. The present card, this is what we're living through. And I'm curious to see in some ways what this week might hold for us with this card showing up. But these Tower moments are happening in all of our experience. They might be overhaul of our lives. They might be relatively minor experiences of the Tower. But this Tower energy of things not being in integrity, things not being congruent, no longer being relevant to where we are and who we have become. And those aspects are falling away, providing us, yes, it can be upsetting and distressing because all of a sudden what we thought was there or certain or stable is no longer there. And we need to reconnect and rejig our lives, and we have vacancies and empty foundations that need our attention. And that's where our relationship to source energy comes in. When we have right relationship to the broader, wiser part of us, we navigate this with far more ease and grace because we know that we are being guided, we are being taken care of, that everything that we need is being provided, that everything that's happening to us is for us. However discombobulating, however distressing, however unexpected, it's all for us. It's helping us to create more congruently, more intentionally, more magnificently in our experience. And the near future, the card of sacrifice, 8 of Hearts. There's a lot of motion with this card. It's all very watery. We have the fishies swimming around at the bottom here. This energy of sadness, of grieving, of distress, which is natural when we have things like this falling away in our lives. That's a very normal, natural human thing. So please be kind to yourself if you're going through something like this. It is very difficult. We have feelings. We are human beings. We have our emotions. And we can create space between us and that experience of emotion and all that it entails, creating room so that we can breathe and we can observe ourselves having the experience of the emotions. And we create a little bit of room, a little bit of spaciousness, and that spaciousness helps us to adjust and adapt. It helps us to come home to ourselves from that broader, more observer kind of perspective. And then we navigate the upset more easily. Doesn't mean the feelings will go away instantly, but it helps us to navigate those feelings, especially when they're intense. Creating room, creating spaciousness, helping us to come back to ourselves, home to ourselves. Because really, everything that we need is within us. That's what our relationship with the broader, wiser part of us teaches us. We are source energy in human form. We are magnificent creators. And we're in this human experience to bump around and get a lot clearer about what we prefer. And then from that mastery of creation that we are cultivating and experiencing and expanding into, we're learning to create more of what we want. But this card is showing a lot of water, a lot of emotions, a lot of things in flow, in change, in flux. And we just need to know that that's going to happen and stay grounded in ourselves, stay present, stay kind, stay loving, support ourselves, be kind to others because they're going through hard stuff too. It's the nature of the time that we're living through. When we hold that kindness and that gratitude and that appreciation and that spaciousness and that groundedness, we are an agent for good, not only in our own experience, for that of everyone around us. It's important work. So know that this is going on. And even if your own experience isn't particularly distressed, it is for other people on this planet at this time. And one of the things I think that we're experiencing as humanity is our sensitivity to each other. We're no longer quite as isolated as we used to be. We're becoming more porous. We're becoming more connected to the collective human field. And as such, we're impacted by this. That's why our mastery and our groundedness is so important. Having our practices and leaning into them at this time. Because if we can be a clearing for peace, for love, for kindness, for wisdom, for groundedness, for presence, as others are suffering, we're sending them comfort, we're sending them love, we're helping to keep the balance from going too far away from positive and good. And we can help build, as humanity, this beautiful field of love and light on the planet at this time. And if your life is a good one and you have relative ease, then it's kind of our job, those of us who are in that privileged position, to lean into our practices, to be stewards of this energy, of this relationship, of being a bridge between heaven and earth, and holding those qualities of love and light and kindness and peace to alleviate those who are not able to be in that space, who may be suffering, who may be going through radical upset. So if you have a beautiful life, please lean into your practice, send some of that good energy out into the world. Bask in the good qualities of energy of your life. Savor all the beauty, all the good, the warmth of the sun, the return of life in the northern hemisphere, the green that's surfacing. Just get into that energy and be grateful for it. And from that space of gratitude and awareness and appreciation and witnessing, we are seeding the collective human field with that good energy. So we are all called to it in different ways. We all have different ways of holding and being grounds for those energies. And that's important. You got to do it your way. My way might not be your way, but leaning into the good, leaning into what feels beautiful, and giving yourself permission to hang out there and nourish that feeling of goodwill and sending it out into the field. Because just by us being happy and well and grounded, we are helping, like I said, to hold the human field at a slightly higher level than it was, and helping to shift a little bit of the heaviness, a little bit of the darkness, because we're a united family, a united field of consciousness, and we impact each other. So doing it well, very important. All right, we have the card of change, the Two of Pentacles. Well, yeah, that's kind of what we're living through, isn't it? So this is the foundation this week. This is why we're having the reading. Energy of change, Pentacles. Changes on the material level, because Pentacles is the earth element. And as the earth element, it has everything to do with what is amazing about being in a human body. It is home, it's community, it's nature, it's food, it's companionship, it's relationships, friendships, it's health, it's being in a body and the care of these beautiful bodies and the health of these bodies. And this energy of change, the snake shedding the skin, the old going away. It's interesting because we have a repetition of this energy of change, of shedding, of things not being as they were, and they never will be again. So if you're one of those people who's holding out for things going back to how they were, please be aware that's not going to it's not going back. It never will. So we need to strive to go towards what we want to create. We can inform ourselves from the past. What do we love of the past that we want to carry forward? And let that inform our desire and the frequency and the energy and the vibration that we're holding. But it is done. What was is no longer what is real and what is happening. We're moving towards something else. We're in a time of transition, of bridging from one to the next, one thing to the next. And it's all about change. So change is distressing. It's the one constant in the universe, but for us humans, those of us in human bodies, change can be a little bit upsetting, a little bit discombobulating, and being kind to ourselves as we navigate the change and all the emotional upheaval. It's like, how do you come back to peace? How do we come back to grounding? How do we come back to holding a nice comfortable, level, even space, even in the midst of this upset. One other thing I want to say is our media, whatever media it is, whatever narrative it is, so much of it these days is about making us feel unsteady, fearful, worried, uncertain. There's sort of this quality of, I just don't know what's going to happen. So how do I commit to anything? How do I do anything? How do I move my life forward? Because there's just this feeling of, well, there's wars here and it could happen this, and there's this tension here, and there's this leader doing this, and this leader saying that, and all of this stuff. If you can, unplug. Give yourself a bit of a break from all of that. Come back to your real life, right here, right now, in that beautiful, magnificent body that you have managed to manifest through your brilliance and your mastery. Come back to the body. Go have some fun. Go do something wonderful. Go walk around the block. Go put your feet or your fingers in some moving water or a lake or whatever it is that's around you. Go connect with the water. Go connect with the land. Go connect to the trees. Go and say hi to the birds and the squirrels and the deer and whatever else might be in your environment. Go get real. Be here now, embodied. And live from this embodied state rather than getting into the mind and getting pulled way away from the body and worried about things far, far away. And I'm not saying don't be compassionate. I'm not saying don't hold love and kindness in your field, because that's exactly what I'm wanting you to do. But I want you to do it from here, from this now moment, embodied, fully here now, living your life from this human field of energy, this form that you've created and crafted. And I want all of us to be mindfully conscious of how we're taking care of this beautiful vehicle so that we can be at our best and hold even more light on this planet and be even a greater clearing for the good. Because if we're all distracted by the media, if we're all worried and wasting our energy on all of that stuff, we're not in our bodies and we're not the agents for life that we came to be. We're not moving in the immediate vicinity of our own experience in the lives of those we've touched. We're not able to be the pure and clean channels that we came to be. And that's what's needed right now. That's what's going to change things the most quickly. We can't get angry enough or worried enough or fretful enough about the state of the world and all of the shenanigans that are going on out there. That's not going to change anything. That's just going to add more confusion and fear and uncertainty and unsettledness to the human field. What we need to be is here in our bodies, loving our lives, loving each other, expressing gratitude, expressing appreciation, giving over to God what we can't do ourselves, trusting that our relationship to higher power is intact and our work is to do our work. Make dinner, get the laundry done, go smell some flowers, walk the dog, go stick your toes in some sparkling water, go, get out into the world and move and be there. And trust that higher power, angels, all those who are here having this experience with us are on it and doing their jobs. And as we do our good work and as we hold love and light and peace and gratitude and appreciation, we are in service to the beautiful world we want to create. We are helping to build the new tower. Okay, lots coming through today. It's good, strong energy. So please don't be dismayed if things seem to accelerate this week, if there seems to be more of the unraveling that's happening and there's more emotional rising up as a result of that. No, it's all in service to where we are going. Stay grounded, stay in your practice, stay in that good energy field that you create, and know that that's the best thing you can do to ground others who may not have those tools or awarenesses. We can seed the human field with that loving kindness, that peace, that awareness, that groundedness, and that will be of great service to humanity and to all life on this planet. We've got to remember, we're not here alone, but we do seem to be the ones who are getting the biggest growth experience out of what we're going through. So there's something in it, isn't there? Okay, and with that, let's move on to our card to grow on, shall we? Thank you, cards. It's kind of exciting, kind of intense, but hey, that's kind of what we're living through. So, Creator, Thank you for these cards, for the information we've received. Thank you for the guidance, the clear guidance that is helping us to live through these times with more harmony and grace and peace. Please, what is our card to grow on? If we were just going to summarize this reading, what would be most helpful for us to take away with us in our little fields, our little light field, so we can do the best work possible and have the best experience possible, because our good experience nourishes the whole. What do we need to know? What is our card to grow on, please? Princess of Wands, new beginnings in the level of creativity, inspiration, and passion. It's like new babies, this kind of potential energy of new life that is going to go places. We don't know necessarily where, but it's going. And leaning into what lights our hearts on fire, what inspires us, what's most exciting and juicy and thrilling and brings us to our highest enthusiasm, whatever that is in this moment. And like I may have mentioned before, this doesn't necessarily mean cloud nine, but it does mean which is shinier, what option is shinier, what things are before you that give you just a little bit more juice than the other. That's where you want to be going and putting your energy, focusing on your yes. I've mentioned the yes in other readings. If you're new this week, the yes is the collection of aspects that we each have. I have a yes, you have a yes. And those things are compelling and shiny to us because that's where life wants us. That's what we intended to come here and experience. As we created this human form and coming into this human field of existence, we came to discover our yes and to say yes to our yes and to live into our yes. Everything that we want is where our yes is, our highest enthusiasm, the highest inspiration. It's where relationships are that we want, the opportunities that we want are. There's more yes in the yes. As you keep following that beautiful path of yes, more gorgeous things unfold. And it's inspiring. And we're turning the life dial up in our experience. We have more vitality, more joy, more celebration, more well-being, more ease as we go towards the yes. Now, if we go the other way and we turn the dial down on our life force, and then we wonder why we're miserable. We wonder why we keep having difficulties. We wonder why we keep running into obstacles. We wonder why the life force is dialed down. Where did our ease go? Where did our flow go? Well, we're moving away from the yes. We're moving away from the life force. And each of us has come to discover what that is for ourselves. I can't tell you what yours is, just like you can't tell me mine. That's part of this living from the inside out. We have to live into our hearts, be in our bodies, because the bodies always know our yes. They always know our no. This is where we need to be when we make decisions. Not in our minds, 500 miles away, glued to a screen. Through the breath, we come back to the body. And by being in the body, we know what's for us and what isn't. So that's a summary of the yes and the whole shebang. But this is all about the yes. This is about following the yes. This is about, that's where life force is. That's where inspiration is. That's where more good stuff is. That's where we need to go. So be here now in that beautiful body, leaning into your highest enthusiasm, whatever that means, spending time doing things that you love and enjoy that light you up with people that you care about or on your own. Get out into nature. Do the things that make you come to more life. And that, in turn, will nourish not only your own life field, but the life field of all those around you, because you're giving everybody permission to do that in their own experience, to find their own joy. And you're nourishing the human field with that good energy. Important work. So please have a good week. And with that, I invite you to take a nice deep breath in. Closing your eyes, coming back to that beautiful body, appreciating the complexity and the magnificence of the human body design. It is beyond our understanding. Science still hasn't figured it out. We just have scratched the surface a little bit. But these bodies are magnificent. Equipped with the vital force which is connected to the broader, wiser part of us, that essence, that desire force that has supported us in embodying, we naturally lean towards healing. And when we take good care of ourselves, when we nourish ourselves well, get enough rest, have enough fun, have enough love, circulate in the natural world, do the things that bring us to more joy, we are building our vital force. And when we do things that build our vital force, we're actually increasing our capacity to heal. We're increasing the field of life in our own bodies, and we're adding that to the field of life generally. So know that everything that you do in support of your good not only benefits you, but it benefits everyone on earth. Creator, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to do this good work. Thank you for each and every individual who joins their energy to mine and co-creates these readings. I am grateful for the opportunity to do this work in service to more love and light on the planet. I ask for healing and insights and wisdom and grounding and peace for everyone who's joined this reading this week, who's added their energy into mine. May we all hold beautiful, harmonious, grounded space on this planet at this time in service to more love and light for all of our good everywhere. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you to Overlighting Deva of Heart's Home. Thank you to all those who helped to hold this space today, our broader, wiser, higher selves, and each other. Thank you for being here with me, adding your energy, your spirit, your goodwill to mine. We are doing good things. Keep going. We've got this, butterflies. I will look forward to seeing you next week. In the meantime, much love and light. Onwards and upwards. Bye for now.